This is Russell Smith again. I'm in my workshop here in Los Angeles. It's August 20th, 2013. This is a progress video of the Gorilla, my wind-up number 7. Last time the parts were flat. Since then I've gotten a forge. You can see here this is the pelvis, formed out of 1/8" plate steel. There's a ball joint in place for the hip, and down to the legs. This rod going up here is just an armature holding it up. I got the spine together yesterday. It's basically nuts and bolts. Now the center section is welded together where the ribs are going to go. There's a pivot point at the pelvis, which will allow it to rotate that way. There's also a pivot here, which will allow some up and down motion. There will be another pivot point up at the neck. After the spine was welded up for rigidity at the bottom of the joints, I removed the bolts that were used to hold it together, and these bolt holes will become the anchor points for the ribs. They're going to be 16 ribs. Today I've been working on the pelvis. This piece has actually been kind of kicking my butt. The spine was very difficult, but I didn't know what difficult was till I got to the sternum. So I'm going to switch over here to my scroll saw and show how that piece is coming along. Oh, I think maybe better without the light. Yeah, okay, so here's the sternum. These are the two halves of the sternum. This is again the 1/8" plate. Scroll saws really are not meant to do this, and it's too fine really for a bandsaw. Today I went through some drama in my head about whether I should get a bandsaw or not, but researching it, I really don't think I can get a bandsaw that'll handle the cuts. This particular chunk here, I broke 16 scroll saw blades getting this thing cut, and I don't think there's really any other way to do it. When the pieces are this other piece, this is the other half on the pattern. I use a glue stick, and this is actually white wallpaper I found works best, and I draw the pattern on the white wallpaper and then glue it onto the steel with a glue stick, and it won't lift up when I'm sawing. The holes have been drilled preparatory to threading them, because the ribs, when attached to the sternum down there below the spine, will be screwed into these holes, and there will be little set screws that will form not only the structure but also be fairly decorative. The next, I've renewed my patience somewhat, and I'm ready to attack cutting this next section. Once it's done, I'll make a temporary attachment attaching this. Oh no! Once it's cut out, these two halves will be welded together, and then I'll take them out to the forge and shape, heat it up red hot, and then using pliers and whatnot, bend it into the shape I want for the sternum. And once that's done, it'll be positioned underneath the spine and attached temporarily in some fashion in the correct position. Then I'll put in the rear 2 ribs and the front 2 ribs. Then I'll remove that section of the spine, and I'll have a little box, as it were, that I can work on to get the ribs made. And they will probably be made in the forge. I was going to cut them out of this stuff, but I think it's too tough. I think I'm going to take 1/8" square rod and pound it out flat to get a kind of an irregular look, and that'll be the ribs. So anyway, this is again progress video number 2 on the Gorilla. Overall, I'm very pleased with the direction it's taking. More later.